Well, welcome to Race Country Cottage, Thai house build. Haven't had a video for a month, so this is the post-build update. Kind of weeks 37, 38, 39, and 40. Probably one of the last videos I'll actually do about the house because we're all complete. So this video is just about our move into the house, some of the post-build rectifications and corrections that were needed. Not a lot, but just a few minor things. We've got our early start on some landscaping projects, but it'll be early February. Landscaping company will come in to do some grass and trees and bushes and shrubs and bits and pieces around the house. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who followed the journey of the house build over those 36 weeks. So we moved in just on the 23rd and 24th of December, and then it's been a couple of weeks of unpacking and getting organized, and then some post-build corrections, as I mentioned. So that's taken up some time, and then I unfortunately have had a medical episode, kind of resilient, or not resilient, some problems that have occurred because of earlier prostate cancer treatment. So I've seen a urologist and on a couple of week break, so that's slowed me down a bit. Really windy here in That Phanom today, cold front coming in, nice blue skies and lots of wind, as you can see from the hair. Anyway, come along, see what the update is for this video. Cheers. So after 36 weeks, it was time to move into our new house. So we had to relocate from the temporary accommodation, which was next door to our build in this Thai farmhouse. And we got the services of one of the builder subcontractors. He's got a number of grandchildren and sons, and so they came with their pickup truck and spent the day with us to move all our boxes. And here is them moving the fridge from the old house to the new house. So always good to have many hands, as I say, makes light work. I just got to watch. I'm beyond carrying anything heavy anymore. But everything was moved, nothing was damaged, and it all worked out well. Fairly inexpensive move, probably the most inexpensive move we've ever had. And then it was also time to get some furniture into the house. So we'd pre-ordered kind of a month and a half ahead some furniture. We went with the loft style, kind of wood and metal look for the house. So this is from Prey up near Chiang Mai. Table and hutch and display for the walls, and just a table for inside the front door. So just some pictures of things getting set up. Also had an index. We ordered chairs to go with the big long table. We thought would look good, and the office desk. So they came, set it all up. Nothing to do, which was really good. So there was just some views of the table with the chairs in place. Happy with that. Got a couple of spare chairs if we need 8 at the table. We also had ordered a reclining chair and some couches from Index. So Ubon Rajdhani is where they come from to deliver. There's an Index there. It's a few hour drive away, but that was the look. So kind of leather couches. Happy with the way it's all worked out and the way the house looks. So here's just some pictures of the bedrooms with the furniture in place. That's the master bedroom. That's the kind of home office and TV room set up. And the kitchen. Very functional, happy with that. And this is the back porch, as you can see. And here's the dogs having a look at what's going on. So one of the projects to finish the house was the driveway. The people that did the fence for us did the driveway. And here they've laid down sand and put in the edge boards to hold the concrete. We've got rolls of metal wire at the end to lay down. And then the gate contractor came to put in his rolling roll bar for the gate before the concrete went down. I think it's about 7 meters by 13 meters. The driveway. So, with the mesh down on the sand and raised up, they troweled it out and filled it up. Took them a few hours to get it all done, but they managed to do it well. You can see some height bars there, just so they know how high to put the concrete. And that's the finished look. Then the gate contractor, the guy did the railings around the porches on the house. He's come back to install the manual kind of pedestrian motorcycle gate and the rolling vehicle gate. So as you'll see later, there's an electric motor on the vehicle gate, so you can open and close it from your vehicle. When you go or when you come back, you don't have to get out in the rain to open it up. One we had in Chiang Mai lasted 10 years, so hopefully this one does too. It's just some random shots of the boys at work, fixing the gates. Really happy with their work. They did a really nice job. And then the fencing contractor, he put similar metal gates in around the property. So there's that vehicle gate at the back to access 1.5 rai at the back, and these are side gate and front gate, the fronting road. They all complement each other and kind of look the same. Then it was time to have a housewarming. Asa's mother wanted to have a housewarming that she organized, so we just went along. So this is a bunch of boys from the local temple have showed up. So they put up kind of a tent outside for the morning breakfast that people will have. They've obviously done this before. Everyone knew what their role was, getting the tent up. So there was 2 tents across the front. They had tables and chairs to go in. Good time of year, no rain. So, and this was the inside of our house. It was kind of reorganized for the monks to do the blessing and the service in the morning. That was done on Monday the 30th of December. And this is the ladies. They showed up about 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 to prepare food. And then it's a tradition in Isaan, I'm told, that you take pillows and blankets and other household effects and you carry them into your new home. So the parade of some locals here, some neighbors and ourselves, carrying blankets and pillows from the old house to the new house. The fellow in the black at the front, he's the kind of holy man that kind of coordinates all the Buddhist ceremony, who does what, when and where. So we just wandered down the road very casually in the Isaan's tradition. This is Ace and his mother. His mother likes to follow traditional activities. So we were happy to go along with that. She had organized everything and everybody. So here we are entering the fronting gate of the property. and heading up towards the house. So as tradition would have it, the group walks around the house 3 times. Well, some chanting is undertaken before they go inside the house for the monk ceremony. So Asa's mother organized 7 monks and two novices for the service. Neighbors and devotees of the local temple, they come to the housewarming. So there's relatives of Ace and neighbors that we knew, and then some people just from the local temple. And more came for breakfast than came to the service. So, out of interest, if you haven't been to a Thai housewarming, and they can be different depending where you are in Thailand, this is a typical activity. 9 monks, and there's various rituals, some lighting candles and various blessings. Service was probably only, I guess, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. When it was over, these monks didn't walk around in the neighborhood. They carried their alms bowls here to the house, and everybody that was in attendance put their food into the alms bowls. So normally monks walk around in the morning and get donations of food. Here they're getting donations of food into their bowls in our house after the service. So something different, something I'd never seen before. It's one thing in Thailand, there's lots of traditions around the Buddhist living, quite different than the West. Seemed to be a lot more people by the time it came to putting out food in the bowls. Then the head monk of Wat Kulab presented Ace with a picture of the pagoda, That Phanom, and he was given a statue of Buddha by another monk. The monk walked around blessing everybody with water before everyone tucked into breakfast. So that was the food. There was 8 dishes per table, and a great feed. And here's the local monk with ourselves. That's our builder beside me. Gives a statue. And Ace's aunt provided another picture. And that's me smiling at the back. Then it was time for New Year's. Sawadi Pimai. So it was Happy New Year's 2025. We didn't do anything. Stayed home. Continued to unpack. Enjoyed a bit of a feed. Then it was time for an audit of the electricity. We asked our builder to, brought in an electrical engineer and did an audit of all the setup, particularly because we had the voltage regulator box. We wanted to see if everything was hooked up correctly. And they did a test of the ground. Everything seemed to be hooked up correctly according to the engineer's tests. The ground system was working correctly, so all good, not had any problems since. So then it was on to the gate motor. So the fencing contractor will have an electrician who provided the motor and came to install it. So that was $16,000 for the motor installed. Then we had fence put in around the water tank, or plant some hedges around, so just to hide it and make it look a bit more aesthetically pleasing than just having an open tank. As you can see here, and then there's some hedges planted, banyan tree hedges planted, and this is some plantings that we've done ourselves around the house. There's going to be a bit of a hedge at the front. This is silver oak trees going down both sides of the property. And at the back we put some gravel where the tanks are, and put some shrubbery around, which will all grow. Just some trees, around. So landscaping company will be in to do the grass and other trees and shrubbery early in February. So this is Ace, my partner. I've had a bit of a medical problem, so couldn't help him other than to take pictures. So he's planting the silver oak trees, so should be nice kind of tree line down both each sides of the property when it's all completed. And once this year's rainy season comes, I'm sure they'll establish well. And just some nighttime shots of the house. What it looks like with some of the lights on. So we put some solar lights up in the tree, and now we've got a fire pit and table or some chairs to sit around out back. And some fountains were installed. One at the front of the house and one at the back. There's a switch that controls them on and off up on the porch. So once all the grass and shrubbery is done, it should all look pretty good. With any luck, get the planning and see how we go. So that's it for the house. Let me now tell you a little bit about the cost to do it all. Hello again, and thanks for joining me. I said at the beginning of the video that I would share some of the costs on the house build, what it actually turned out to be. So here we go. See how we go at explaining it all. So the original contract, the contractor's BOQ build on quote was $3,430,000 to build our house of 240 square meters plus the garage and carport. We had 8 payments over the course of the build, and the actual payments totaled $3,470,000, so we were $40,000 over the BOQ. Payments 7 and 8, where some adjustments were made. We added rain gutter to the back of the house and stone fascia around the bottom of the house. And then there were some building adjustments in terms of tiles and flooring and whatnot. So, and we took out the kitchen from the build that the builder had designed because it wasn't what we wanted. So we said we would get it separately designed. So that was a separate cost. So the payments were $3,470,000, $40,000 over the BOQ. Then the variations that we added to the house, there's 48,000 baht for extra electrics, more outlets, and more lights, both internally and externally. I find Thais just tend to put one plug in a room. Of course, we wanted more. There was 11,000 to put a PEA pole on our property so that the power could be brought from the road main line onto the property. We added a voltage stabilizer for 21,000 to make sure the safety of supply. There's 21,000 for breeze block on the carport wall. There's 119,000 for our kitchen cupboards, lower and upper cupboards. And the install of that was included in the builder's quote. And then there was another 82,000 for kitchen and bathroom sinks, taps, range hood, room fans, that type of thing. So that made the build total. So the house was complete at $3,771,800. So $341,800 over the original BOQ. So we thought that was pretty good and pretty fair for what we ended up as a product. So, virtually almost 3.8 million. To that, the reality, so you could move in and live no problem with that. But there were some extras that, of course, we had to add. We paid $30,000 for some special wall and ceiling lights, more decorative in nature. 110,000 for air conditioning in the house, so there's 5 units installed. 13 CCTV units installed for 68,000, and then curtains and blinds in the house and on the back porch. So that totaled 253,000, which brought the bill to 4,025,000. So all up, the house as it stands today, as we moved in and living comfortably, is 4,024,800. Separately to that, there's the property and landscaping costs. I mean, we owned the property, or my partner owns the property, so there's no cost for that. We spent 182,000 on landfill, paid 350 a truck. We fenced our property. There was 140 meters of fencing, 110 of cowboy fence, and 130 of mesh with 3 gates. That cost 215,500. And then we added a motorized roller, a metal roller gate, vehicle gate on the driveway for 42,000. So that brought the total then to 4,464,000. So that's where it's at, from a BOQ of 3.4 million to 4.4 million, so I guess an extra million on top of the BOQ for the land, the decorations of the house, and the actual build. So that gives you a rundown of the costs and what we're up for. Now it's time to sit back and enjoy the house, get over my medical issue I've got now, kind of low-key until the 4th of February when I go back to see the urologist. I want to thank everybody for coming along on the journey, watching the videos, providing comment and feedback. It was all useful and helpful. And hopefully got to share some things that were useful and helpful for other people. So the build's complete. There's just some landscaping to go that'll happen sometime in February. I'll see how I go in terms of future videos. There's no more building, so might be just the occasional update in terms of how we go on developing the land and property around the house. So cheers to all, and thanks again for being part of our journey. Take care.